What is up, Kick and Bass Gang? In light of the new Ante Up bangers coming out, we're making a little dance floor ripper that goes a little something like this.
Crazy. That shit makes you make me go loco, baby. Yeah, that shit makes me.
Yep. As always, if you need the sample pack sauce, links in the description. And if you want to take a deeper look at the project file, check out the Patreon where I upload all the project files that I post on this channel. Let's get it. All right, let's take a listen.
You make me go loco, baby. Yeah, that shit makes me crazy. Yeah, that shit makes me crazy. Yeah, that shit makes me. You make me go loco, baby. Yeah, that shit makes me crazy. Yeah, that shit makes me crazy. Yeah, that shit makes me. You make me go loco. 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 Baby, yeah, that shit makes me crazy. That shit makes you make me go loco, baby. Yeah, that shit makes me.
Yep.
You make me go loco, baby. Yeah, that shit makes me. You make me go loco. You make me go loco. You make me go loco. You make me go loco.
Where's it going, dude?
You make me go loco, baby. Yeah, that shit makes me. You make me go loco, baby. Yeah, that shit makes me.
Oh, this part.
You make me go loco, baby. Yeah, that shit makes me.
Let's go. All right, let's check out the synths first because they're absolutely insane. And I actually used a new synth on this one. Well, I've had it before, but this is the first time I've used it in a song. So let's take a listen here. Okay, so for the MIDI here, we're in F, but I pitch my keyboard down one just because I know E minor really well. So it's just root note and then one step up, and it's super swung right here, or just like 1/128th note. Yeah. And then we go up an octave over here. And then down to the 7th, and then back up to the root, and then the minor second again. And let's check out the synth here. So I use Phase Plant for this one, and what's cool about this synth is that it's modular, so you could just like infinitely add effects. You don't have to like do it in post. And I like that because Serum, it's kind of hard to get like a really good sound right out of the box, but this one you could just keep on adding stuff until it sounds good. So first things first, we just have a saw wave up here. And then we have this LFO, which is going on the pitch over here, and that's giving it the vibrato. So, and then the main part of this sound is the ring mod over here. So let's listen to this macro knob. So essentially it's just like very slow FM using a sine oscillator over here. So it's making it like super metallic sounding. Then after that we have the reverb over here, and this reverb is also pretty clutch, dude. So it's just a very small room reverb. Decays all the way down, and then the size is in the middle just to give it like a nice little room. And we have mix at 50%. Then we have a filter just making it plucky, and we have the envelope down here that's controlling it. After that, we have multipass. So this is the same thing as like a multiband compressor, and it's just on like, it's called the not OTT preset, but it's pretty much just OTT. So without this, so just bringing it out in the mix, and then we just have a limiter to make sure it's not clipping. And then I have this macro up here set to the RM frequency. So this is so I can make it different. Yeah, that's super fun to play with. And that's about it for the synth here. Let's check it out. And then we have a little bit of automation here. So the reverb thrower is just giving this first note a bunch of space leading into the kick. It's pretty much just filling up the space where there's not anything else going on. All right, let's see what else we got here. So we have this zap, which is just a quick little, just kind of leads you into the next bar here. And then below that, we have the lead reverse. So I just put a bunch of reverb on the root note and then resampled it just to give it some tension into the drop here. And then let's see what else. Oh, we have the super sick saw guy over here. So this is in the turnarounds.
You make me go loco, baby, yeah, that shit makes me.
Let's go. So this one is the same MIDI as the pluck before, but a bigger sound just to make the turnaround have more variation. So again, this one's in phase plant, and it's just another saw wave over here. This is the attack envelope over here. So it's just a little bit attack and then some release just to fill in the space. Then we have disperser, which kind of just messes with the phase of it. So without it. Then a little bit of chorus over here. This chorus is super clean as well. Two voices over here, and then it's just like very tight. Faturator, this is a distortion tool. This is pretty much just like the stock setting that it comes with. So it's just like distorting those chorus voices. And then another limiter over here and an LFO on the pitch again, just to give it some movement. And that's it for that guy. Next up for the synths, we have this little filler synth right here. Super cheeky. And that's pretty much just the same thing as the other one, just a higher note. And then lastly for the synths, we have the change up on the second drop over here. So the main thing for this one is I have the RM frequency over here, and then I just made the notes all in a lower octave and then took these from up there to down here. Sounds terrible like that. And then I just changed up the RM frequency on just these two. Let's go. All right, let's check out the kick and the bass up here. So for the kick, it's just one sample, and this is from Alchemist Volume 2, which is on the way. Yeah, just super beefy. And below that, we have the bass. So it's just like a simple one note pattern, and then it jumps up an octave in a second when the, like, to match the synth line. So when it goes, ba-dum, this is like the same note right here. And then this one is just swung again like the synth is. For the patch itself, it's just a triangle wave with a kick transient in the noise. And then we have envelope 2, which is on the coarse pitch, which is giving it the attack. And then we have envelope 2 that's on the drive, on the distortion, as well as the mix, just to give it more punch. And then a little bit of chorus, just to give it some stereo width. And that's pretty much it for the kick and the bass. Pretty much just repeats the entire time. For the cymbals, it's pretty simple as well. We just have a shaker loop at the start of the drop here. a little bit of EQ, and then LFO tool just to give it some ducking for the kick. Below that is pretty much just a bunch of loops that just come in over time. So we have this ride, no processing on that. Then we have a closed hat for transient, a swung hat below it. And I actually used a track delay instead of like swinging it on the grid, so I don't have to like zoom in all the way to place it. So with this, it's the same thing as just delaying the whole channel, but I'm doing it with a delay so I can control it better. So it's just like manual swing. And then below that, we have another open hat. And then on the group for the cymbals, we have an overdrive, 16 dry wet, and then just up in the top range here, just to give all the cymbals like a similar distortion. Then standard multiband comp, just to make sure they're not too bright. And then a clipper, just to make sure it's not coming out of the channel too hot. And then for the arrangement, for all of them, it's kind of just like seeing what works in each area and just like turning them off and introducing them over time. Nothing crazy. For the percussion group, first thing we have is the clap fill and then the whip that goes in the drop. So just 2 claps, no processing, and a little whip sample. Then we have the main claps that are in the drop here. So we have 3 of them. This one's a clicky one to add to the transient. This one's a rim shot that has a Haas effect on it just to give it more width. Then below that, we just have another one just for layering, just to make it bigger. Super simple, just pick the right samples. And then for the buildup, we have the snare with just a little bit of low pass right here, just to introduce it. For the vocals, it's just a splice loop, and I've just been trying to use these more and just not worry about if they're good or bad, as long as it's in the like style that I want, because I'm just gonna send this to someone else and have them redo the vocals, but this is like the right style that I want. So that's all I'm thinking about, because you could spend 3 hours looking for the right sample on Splice, but it's better to just pick one, rock with it, and then get someone to do the vocals for you later.
You made me go loco, baby, yeah,
Let's take a listen to the break here.
You made me go loco, baby, yeah, that shit makes me crazy, yeah, that shit makes me crazy, yeah, that shit.
So it's just 4 bars vocals, repeats again, but with the hat coming in.
You made me go loco.
And then in the build up here, it's just, we have a delay that's getting more wet, and then we just manually putting in duplicates of the words over here.
You made me go loco. 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 You made me go. You made me go. You made me go. You made me go. You made me go loco.
Yeah, so we just have a delay getting more wet on just the loco part right here, just to make it loco.
Yeah, that shit makes me.
And then in the pre-drop, we have this low double. So I just took it, put it down an octave, Complex Pro, 44 on the formants, envelope stays the same. And then I have this with an Avox Duo on it. So this is just like an auto doubler, like it says, from Antares, which is auto tune. So it's just making it super wide.
Crazy.
And then the cheeky part is all these little vocal chops I have right here. So we have
Crazy.
I just took the little bit right here and then just doubled it over here just to make it a little stutter effect.
Crazy.
And then we have
That shit makes. You made me go loco, baby. Yeah, that shit makes.
oh, and the vocal also has the duo on in the drop just to move it out of the center. And then we have the make me. That's fire.
You made me go loco, baby. Yeah, that shit makes me. You made me go.
And for the breakdown over here, we just have the synth with the group channel strip on it, washing it out, and then we have an echo, making it more delayed, so it just throws off into this next build. And then I just took the put it in an arpeggiator over here, and then just kind of mess with the time until it sounds right. It's kind of like just ramping up here.
You make me go loco, baby, yeah, that shit makes me.
And then we have the one-shot vocal as well. That part's lit, dude. Then we got the effects down here. So for the breakdown, we just have this sub drop. And this is just a kick and bass preset as well. So it just has envelope 2 on a sine wave, just to give it some punch, like an 808. And then this one knob is mapped to the coarse pitch. So it's just a sub drop. We have that automating down. And then we have a utility just to like tail it off over here.
Baby, yeah, that shit makes me.
For the build effects, we have the noise riser, which is just another kick and bass preset. So the one knob just controls the cutoff resonance and levels and stuff. Just makes it more intense towards the end. Then we have the ramp over here. This is in the root note. And then it's just a saw wave that's super detuned. And then the one knob just makes it go up 2 octaves. And that just automates up in the build right here. Oh, and what we did that's I thought was pretty sick for the second part here. So
Baby, yeah, that shit makes me.
we're just using it as a rhythm enhancer with just the one note playing on the second drop here. Nice. And then for the master, I literally just have a clipper on it because I just like to mix it as well as I can to start so it's playable. And there's just a little bit of gain duck on the builds. And that's it, dudes. Let's take a listen.
You make me go loco, baby, yeah, that shit makes me crazy, yeah, that shit makes me crazy, yeah, that shit makes me. You make me go loco, baby, yeah, that shit makes me crazy, yeah, that shit makes me crazy, yeah, that shit makes me. You make me go loco, 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 baby, yeah, that shit makes me.
All right, gang, that's gonna do it for the track breakdown. If you guys wanna check out the project file, Patreon links in the description. And if you need the sample pack sauce, links in the description too. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, so we could take the channel worldwide. So we could pump up the so we could pump up those numbers. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.